All right. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, it is great to see you guys tonight. And we have got just a really fun training that we're going to do. And I kind of have a short and sweet one, but I like to do things that help people remember different kind of principles and concepts when it comes to building your business. And, I want to talk to you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about inviting tonight. I feel that it's a really important topic. And really, quite frankly, I tell people like, even being, in the industry as long as I have 20 years, like my number one, I guess, really thing that I do every day is prospecting. It just never changes, right? And I think sometimes people think, well, I can, prospect some people and then that's it. And then I'm going to have this great, big, huge team. And I wish I could tell you that's the truth, but it's not. We as builders in this business, we really do two things: is we build and we rebuild, and it's important that as we are, continuously growing our business, really our job. I mean, if you want to make it fun, I mean, I look at kind of my job description in this business is really just being a talent scout. And so I go out there every day and I look for people that are better than me in different areas and I plug them into the system. Right. And so, I think that for me is just a really important thing because I'm always looking for the next person that can create a story here, you know what I mean? Or wants to create a story here. And so it's important that, you understand like we every single day, I mean, our main job is really just introducing the business to people. And, one thing that I want to share with you guys, this is actually kind of a cool analogy because it was shared with me a long time ago. But they talk about our business being a lot like a deck of cards. Does anybody else like to play cards here at all? Anybody? A few? Okay. So I actually have a deck of cards here tonight. Okay. So we're going to talk about building a business and a deck of cards. You guys ready? Okay. So I think what's important to understand. So in a deck of cards, right, including jokers, we've got how many cards? Does anybody know how many cards we got in here with jokers? 54, right? Right. So our whole thing with building a business, I look at, it takes on average between 50 to 60 people in your team, in your organization to become a director three. Okay. So about 50 to 60, right? D2 about 30 to 40. But D3 is about 50 to 60. So we're going to look at this deck as like how to help you get to D3. Okay. How many guys are cool with that? You guys ready? Okay. All right. So the one thing that I think is really important, guys, is our business is everything like this deck of cards. And your goal really when you are inviting people to look at the business, when you're presenting the business, as you're just like living your life every day, your goal is to find the jokers in this deck of cards. Okay. So how do you guys know how many jokers are in a deck of cards? Anybody know in the chat? Somebody want to drop me something? You guys know two, right? You guys are just showing me two, right? So there's two jokers in here. So I want you guys to think about this. Okay. This is so important for your business. Like once you get it, you're gonna be like, holy crap, I get it. Okay, this makes so much sense. So in this deck of cards, I want you to understand like for a D3, you're typically going to find two jokers. And I don't say jokers in a bad way. I say jokers in a great way. Okay. Your goal is to find two jokers, and two jokers are basically guys, your runners. They're the ones that they're going to do the deal no matter what. They're going to be on the Zooms. They're going to do the assignments. They're going to go through guide one. They're going to launch their business. They're going to be talking to people. They're going to be getting customers, right? They're the people that are just like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's the ones that, they sign up and then in the next breath, they're like, hey, I did everything. So what do I do next? And you're like, oh my gosh, what? Right? So there's two jokers. Now, I also tell you guys that your face cards in this deck of cards, those are people that are participating, but they do about 500 to 1,000 points in your business. Okay. So they do about 500 to 1,000 points a month in your business. They're kind of like what you call the steady eddies, right? They're steady eddy. They're the ones that are just kind of like, they participate, they're part of the deal, but they're not like the runners. You guys know who the runners are. Some of you might already be experiencing a runner or two in your business. Okay. I didn't experience a runner or two, guys, just so you know, for like 4 or 5 years of my business. Okay. So if you've been here a little bit or you've only been here 6 months, you're like, I don't have a runner. Well, welcome to the club. Either did I. So it's okay. Right. So then after that, the two, like the cards that are 2 to 10, guys, those are the ones that like do nothing. Okay. Those are the people that you bring into the business that don't really do anything in the business, right? We've all experienced that. It's the people that, sign up and they go MIA, or they sign up and they don't do anything, or they sign up and they can't even go through, you know what I mean? Like guide one, they can't even get on a Zoom. You're just like, oh my gosh, you're killing me, right? And I will tell you what sometimes is a little bit harder to understand is that there are a lot of those guys. There's going to be a lot of those people in your business. And it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It just is a thing. I mean, that's just the way that it is, right? So, but what's so important to understand is most people aren't willing to go through this entire deck of cards to find those people, right? So imagine, right? So I'll look here, and actually we're going to play a game. We're going to kind of do this. I'm going to shuffle these cards real quick. And they're really new because they are really stiff. I just open them up. Okay. So typically what happens, guys, is that a lot of times people will actually, they'll maybe flip 1 or 2 cards over in their business, meaning they'll talk to 1 or 2 people. And if those 1 or 2 people are face cards, or those 1 or 2 people are like the 2 to 10s, they get frustrated and they go, oh, this business doesn't work. I can't really do this. Or maybe I'm not cut out for this, or you know what I mean? Like, and I have to always remind people, I'm like, you only flipped over 2 cards. You have 52 more cards to flip over, right? And that's why a lot of times people will get, and sometimes you're going to go through a season in your business where you're going to get a lot of 2s and 10s, right? Like I'll give you an example. Let's do this. So we got a 4, we got a jack. Okay, so we actually got someone that actually is going to participate a little bit, right? We got a 4, we got a 3, we got a what? Ace. Okay, that's rare. Okay, we got an ace, which is face, right? We got a jack. We got a queen. We got a queen. Okay, we still don't have a runner, right? We've gone through what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards already, right? We got a queen. Must not mix this up very well. I got a king, right? 5, a 2, a 7, a 10. You guys noticing I haven't even got to Joker yet, right? A 10. But what happens is most people don't even get through this many cards. They already throw the towel in. They get frustrated. They go, this isn't working. Oh my gosh. But I'm like, listen, if you've only flipped over 2 cards in your business and you're upset that no one's doing anything, you can't do that, right? Because typically it takes 50 to 60 people in your team to go director 3. It takes 30 to 40 people, right, to go director 2. So a lot of times, or what happens sometimes in our business is we might even somehow get a little bit lucky and maybe we pull a joker, like our first 5 cards, right? And then all of a sudden we think, oh, we got it. But I tell people, you got to keep flipping the cards, right, in your business, because you have to keep, it's part of the deal, right? You have to keep going till you go through all 54. So I think what's important, guys, for all of us to realize is that you have to keep flipping. You have to keep flipping your cards. Most people quit before they flip over all 54, right? They throw the towel in. They're not here for the long game. They're looking short-minded, you know what I mean? Like it's very, very like instant gratification. And for me, I mean, I think about, some of you guys know my story. I mean, when I came on board here 8 years ago, I enrolled 50 people to the business, guys. Okay. So I enrolled 50 people to the business my first 90 days. Can I tell you something though? Every 50 for me was one of these. Every single one. 50 of my cards were a 2 through 10. Matter of fact, not only did they do nothing, they quit. Every single one quit. But guess what? You're all here today. You know why? Because I kept flipping my cards, you guys. I kept flipping my deck. You know what I mean? I'm like, give me another deck. Give me another deck. I know there's got to be a joker in here somewhere. There's got to be somebody, right? So I want you to always be remembering, like, no matter where you are in your business, if you've hit a plateau, or even if you're sky high right now and you're rocking, right? You might be rocking, you still got to keep flipping. You still got to keep flipping that card, right? So no matter what, like I always tell myself, no matter where I'm at in the business, I'm like, oh, keep flipping, right? Get to flipping, because it's such a great analogy that it just really helped me just stay so solid, right? When it came to just always continuously inviting, always continuously presenting the business, right? And a lot of us, we've heard the numbers, right? We hear the numbers that it's like, for every 10 people that we enroll, like every 10 people that we show the business to, two are going to say yes to actually really look at it, right? So it's so simple, guys, for us to really track our business in a simple way, because it is about the numbers here, right? So for me, every single month, like this is actually perfect, actually, that I'm talking about this right now, because it's May 31. Every single like last day of the month for me, I always do what we call plan, do, review, where I look at, okay, so how was my month? Right? We all have, like, I know at the beginning of every month, we all have a goal, right? How much agree? We all have a goal that we are like, hey, this is what we want to do. I want to go bronze or platinum or senior team leader or director one or whatever it may be, right? We're all at different phases in our business. But what I'll tell you what happens is then we have got the action that we take or not take during that month, right? Where I'm definitely guilty of that. And at the end of the month, we got to be willing to do the what? The review part. So we actually need to, stop and review what were the actual actions that we took throughout the month to work towards that goal. So it's so simple then for us to be able to look at and go, okay, let's review how many actual people did I talk to about the business this month. So for me, there was a lot of times that I had to look in the mirror where I used to get really frustrated and like want to throw my hands up in the air. And I couldn't figure out, oh my gosh, like this business, is hard, or it stinks, or I can't do this, or like all the, funny things that we tell ourselves, right? Because we're all human. And the reality is it's like, well, no, Sarah, you actually talked to two people this month, like legit two people. So you can't get mad, Sarah, at anything except your numbers. And for me, it was just such a great eye opener where I really, from then on out, I really was real with myself every month. And I went, Sarah, what are your numbers? You know what I mean? How many people do you actually talk to this month? How many people have you actually done the ask to have them take a look at a link or get them on an opportunity Zoom? How many people have you actually followed up with? Right? How many people have you actually got, done ATM with? Or you know what I mean, like did a three-way chat, like what are actually those numbers? And I started putting them down on paper, and I started looking at them every month, right? And it made me go, okay, so like you think that you're doing the action, but you're really not. You got to get hustle, you got to start hustling it, right? So I want to encourage you guys to make sure that you are doing plan, do, review, especially with the inviting piece, because it's going to help you stay grounded and not like get so upset. Because that's the cool thing about this business, guys, is that when you can actually track your numbers, the best part is you actually have control over that part. You know what I mean? Like you have control over that. You can actually tweak where what you need to fix in the business. It's not like you're scratching your head going, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Man, I can't figure this out. No. You can. Like it's just for most of us, we're not doing the action that we actually think we're doing. We're not, right? We think that we are until we look at our numbers, and then we're like, I guess we're really not doing, that action piece. So I want to encourage you guys, really, the end of every single month, do your review, see where you're at when it comes to exposing the business, but also to make sure that you're constantly reminding yourself, I got to be flipping over a card. I got to be connecting with people. I've got to be finding ways to, increase and build out my network, right, on social media. I need to make sure that, like, have I actually gone through everybody that I know? Like, guys, I mean, again, you guys have all seen this all over the place. We have all these lists. Okay. These are your who do you know lists, right? Have you actually done this? Have we actually like sat down and done this? And if you're anything like me, I've gone through this list and I'm like, oh, who do you know that's your insurance agent? Oh, like, oh, I don't really know if I want to talk to Joe about this business. Right? We've all been there, right? Or we go through, oh, my doctor. I don't really know if I ever want to say anything, like, but I'm telling you, there's so much gold in this list, but you got to flip the card over. Some of you guys are cherry picking your cards and you can't do that. Like you just have to, like, at the end of the day, I mean, just really what's happening with our business and how fast it's growing. If you don't do this, somebody else that's willing to do it is going to, and they're going to talk to your doctor because it's their doctor too. They're going to talk to the insurance person because it's their insurance person too. They're going to talk to your hairdresser because it's their hairdresser too, right? They were willing to flip over the card when you weren't. Don't be that person. Be that person that's willing to flip the card because you know what? Shoot, you just never know, right? You just never ever know. And guys, it's just so fun right now to see what's happening here at Modair. It is absolutely like it's a total blast. But I will tell you, the people that are getting the traction are the ones that are talking to people. You know what I mean? That are, being getting out of their comfort zone, that is, doing things like I tell people, like, guys, I do things scared all the time. I make up my own words. I call it a brave. Do you know what that means? It means that I do things that are scary. Like I'm brave and I still do them scared anyways. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm brave enough to still do it. And so I just want to encourage you guys, like, I know that a lot of you guys have got, all these things and these aspirations and things that you want to get out of your business, but you got to be willing to get out there and flip the cards. You got to be willing to get out there and have those conversations. And, I just see now more than ever just the people that are coming on board, the people that are having the success here in the business are the ones that are having the conversation. So I want to encourage you guys, get out there, flip your cards, right? Get out there, go through your who do you know list. Make sure you're using all the tools, right? This month, June is going to be a big, big month. You guys will all see what happens on the kickoff call in the next couple days. But it is going to be a big month. A lot of you guys will double your business because of the things that are going to be happening for all of us. That are going to be announced. So hope you guys got some great value out of today. God bless you. Happy Memorial Day for those of you that are celebrating and honoring that day today. And we will talk to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.